Ark Survival Evolved is one of those games that simply transports you to an adventure in a world full of wonders. That is, if you have a good PC. For a long time I struggled to make this game run in my secondary machines. Not always I have a powerful PC to play in hand, and mobile doesn't quite do it. Well, I got tired and decided to put my programming skills to practice to make the low-poly Ark project. So, I made a few adjustments to the inventory since the last time we saw each other. Got to thinking, in order to cover the basics of protection for our adventurer, it's necessary items that protect the head, body, arms and feet. Will also be great to have a weapon and a shield for attacking and defending, but to create new items, the item class needs to change. Each item should have its own recipe. The recipe is a list, or array in this case, that holds information about the item needed and quantity. The first item we want to create is an axe. The process then ended up like this. Whenever is needed to make a new item, the system checks the inventory for each item that the recipe requires. In this case 5 fibers, 1 rock and 2 sticks. We check if we have them in the correct quantities. If everything checks out, the system removes the items from the inventory and starts the countdown. That is the time it takes to craft that item. At the end of the timer, the system then adds the brand new crafted item. Now, the player can't quite defend himself just yet with his brand new axe. As we discussed, he needs a place to equip it. The inventory is nothing more than an array of type item stack. An array is a data structure consisting of a collection of elements, each identified by an index. In this case, an array of 50 slots, each one containing an item stack. Then I added 6 more spaces at the end. These slots will always be reserved for those special cases. The inventory has its maximum slot number. That way when we call operations on the slots with numbers larger than the maximum, the system knows that it's an equipment operation. Also, a good thing is to keep the equipment spaces in the same order, just so I don't get confused when coding, and then all the logic involving the equipment will be able to use those specific slots, referring to them directly, which makes the code much more efficient by knowing exactly where to look. The internal equipping process then gets quite simple. The inventory moves the item stack from its current position to the corresponding position. This is also a good time to send notifications about the kind of equipment being equipped, whether it is a weapon or armor. Once more, the code in the background is ready, set and working. Now we need a good user interface to go with it. I started with a simple approach, a click to equip, click to unequip kind. But, as I was particularly free that day, I went all the way to making a mini pop-up. A small general-purpose menu, so I could program a few options for each particular item. Didn't go too far though. As I said, the goal was only to make it simpler to navigate in the inventory options, and this should already allow users to view their inventory, manage their items, and equip them quickly and easily. The next step will be filtering and sorting the items, but that's for another time. At that point I remembered that I had not made the model for the axe, so I decided to try the equipment system using the stick as a weapon. I added the attack animation. But something went wrong, and I got beaten up. Now, with the weapon in hand, I got beaten up again. I needed to make a few adjustments. But either way, it was just shameful. more adjustments were needed. And that's how it's done. Now we can explore the island with no fear. More or less. Although, there's not much to see. Next episode we will give the animals some color variations. If you watched until here, you will probably like the content I'll be making in the future. Consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel and activate the bell. That way you won't miss new updates. Also, if you want to help the channel, need more content,
ou conteúdo em português,
check the links in the description. See you in the next one.